Hi, I'm Joelle St. Germain. Today I'm going to talk to you about vision boards. Now, I've been using vision boards for years and I think they're great, but there are a couple things you need to remember when using a vision board. One is creating it, and second is how to use it. Let's start with creating it. Now, I was originally taught take a big piece of poster board and use a magazine and cut out sayings and pictures and things that you'd like to have in your life and paste them on there, which is great. But the bad thing is once you manifest something, you have to start all over again and create a new vision board. So it took a couple years before I realized that a bulletin board would be so much easier. I could put everything on there using push pins, and then as I manifested something or my life changed and went a different direction and something wasn't needed anymore, I could just take it off and replace it with something else. So that's what today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about. So how do you do this? The way I like to do it is I break down the board in 4 parts. Currently, I'm using personal, travel, income, and career. Those are my 4 spaces. And then in the center, I used to use a circle and put a mantra, but now I actually use a heart. And I put my mantra on there. And my mantra right now is, I am love and I am abundance. And then I put a picture of myself as well to really put my energy into this board. Now, the reason why I say I am is those are the most important words in the world. Whenever you say I am and then something else after it, whether it's negative or positive, you're telling the universe or God or source that that is something you want to create. My vision board is broken into 4 sections. Now, instead of going to magazines and flipping through them and trying to find something that fits and cutting it out and pasting it on or sticking it on my board, I decided, why not use the internet? It's amazing. So I go to Google and I'll put something in. So if I want to do a sacred sites tour in Ireland, I will go to Ireland and pick up sacred sites and look up ones that I want to go to and take an image of that. And then I'll print that out and then I'll go to the next thing. So say for personal, I want to lose weight. I find a picture of a woman's body that looks about what I would like to have my body look like. And I put that on there. And then I look for sayings. I mean, there are amazing things out there that we want to do in our lives, and there's so many with great images with them. So why not use those? Instead of having to create one on your own, which I do often as well, is I'll take a picture and I'll go into Photoshop and I'll put the saying over it or even use PowerPoint. But if it's already out there, why not use it? So I do that, and then when I'm done, I find a great place to put it. So whether it's on a wall or you're standing it up next to somewhere, put it somewhere you're going to look at it every day, or at least you're going to see it all the time. Whether or not you use it every day is another story. Now, using a bulletin board is the way I like to make a vision board. But it's not the only way I make it. But it's also not the only way you can make it. I have friends that buy dry erase boards and they write everything on there and draw it on there, or they use magnets and stick their pictures on it that way. You also can do one for the whole year. You can do one that you use once a month and you redo it every month. Or even, I have one friend who has her overall one, but then she has a weekly one. So she puts 3 of the top things she'd like to create every week on her board. She writes them on there, sometimes draws a picture, and that's her focus for that week. And then every week she can see if she doesn't manifest it, she can look at what's going on in her life. I mean, sometimes it's only a weekly goal, but sometimes it's going to be something that's going to take longer. So she leaves it on the board and adds other things. Now, another way I like to make my vision board is I have my main vision board, but then I recreate it in PowerPoint, or you can do it in Photoshop, and I make a JPEG of it. And then I'll do each section and do a JPEG of those. And I have them on my computer as the screensaver. So I have it on a slideshow and it rotates through. So as I'm sitting in front of my computer and I'm working on something, that could be popping up, or if I'm just sitting there reading something, it's in the background and I can see it. But sometimes, as you can see from mine, all the other icons on my desktop show up, and sometimes they block some of the images. So what I also do is actually go in my PowerPoint presentation and create a slideshow. And then I let that sit there and rotate through. So then I get a really clear, great image of my vision board. And this way it's rotating through every few seconds. I get my overall, then I get each of the sections, and it keeps going. So that's really another great way of creating a vision board for yourself. Now let's talk about how you use your vision board. And there are a lot of people who think that in order to create, you put it out there what you like, and then you never think about it again. You just ask God and say, this is what I want, and let it go. Which the first part of that is great, it's active, but after that it becomes passive. And I actually think that in order to create, you need to have more of an intention in there, and you need to be more active with it. Now, I'm not saying become obsessive with it, because that can be the total opposite of what you want to do. But in order to create, you really have to envision what you want. You have to see it and really see yourself in it and see the surroundings and how it works in your life. And you need to feel it. If there's wind blowing or you're walking on the beach, you want to hear the waves. You want to feel the wind. You want to feel the sand under your feet. So really, in your imagination, see every aspect of it. If there's a taste of the salt air, you're tasting salt air. If you're having a drink, you're tasting the drink. You really want to have all of your senses in action there. And then when you're done with that, you say, God, this is what I would like. I'm giving it to you. I'll let you handle it because you know so much better than I am what is for my highest good. And you let it go. But then the next day, you can then go back again and spend a couple minutes, or once a week, or every other day, whatever works for you. But keeping the energy going in your vision actually helps you manifest it. So instead of just saying it once and letting it go, which is great and can work for some people, I really like to keep the energy flowing. And remember, don't become obsessive. Spend a couple minutes. So every day, take your vision board and either look at the whole thing or look at a portion of it and focus on that. Maybe spend it on one day working on your personal life, another day working on income, whatever way you want to do it, and spend a few minutes every day really putting your energy into it, really envisioning it, seeing it, feeling it, hearing it, just knowing that it's there. And then give thanks and let it go. And then move through your day knowing that God is providing for you. Until next time, this is Joelle St. Germain.